All right. I think we're live here. I think we're live. I think we're live. We'll stream for a little bit here. Get this up. I didn't set it up. All right. All right. So yeah. Again, I told the person I was gonna give him a big shout out my next live stream. So again, thank you very much for dropping off the hardware. So yeah, that was part of it. The GTX 460 did not work when I got it. I got it working. Was not that hard to fix up, to be honest. We're gonna take it apart during this live stream, show you what exactly I did, and yeah, sweet. We also got a new RAM stick, some Kingston HyperX Blues. One stick of 8GB there. Also got a motherboard with an E5400, which is an older LGA 775 CPU, which is awesome. I'll be able to at least bench up some of my older LGA 775 CPUs as well. So that's awesome. Also got an i3 2120 motherboard for that as well. I probably won't be using the motherboard, but I'll put it on the motherboard wall or PCB wall. We'll see what I'm still doing with that. But definitely do put it up on the wall. Got a PC case. I got a bunch of like micro SD readers. One really fancy one, to be honest. One really fancy one. So I'll definitely be taking a look at that as well. Got a couple more stock coolers, so adding to my collection for stock coolers, which is pretty awesome as well. And yeah, that's about it. I got a Wi-Fi card for PCI, a PCI Wi-Fi card. Probably won't be using it. I used to have one as well, but during one of the moves this year, I don't have it, so lost it, or I don't know what happened to it. So that's awesome. Got a replacement for that. That's actually pretty fancy. So what we'll do is we'll go to the card. Watch your eyes. All right, so here we go. We got the card. Here it is. Grab some light for it. So, EVGA GTX 460. This is a Fermi card. This is a 256-bit version, not the 198 version. Or 196-bit version. This is 256-bit version. So that's kind of nice there. This is the FE model, so blower style. And we'll tear it down here. Just grab myself some screwdrivers. I got a specific one I want to use. There it is. So I already have two of the screws taken out of it. It came with missing two screws. That's fine. I got replacement screws. I got tons of different replacement screws for GPUs, motherboards, and just replacement screws all together. So you can put screws through here and here. All these extra ones are just for a different kind of cooler. Again, this is the blower style, so only have so many. Now, what I do believe happened with this card was just due to the fact this the way it's designed is it, and they get hot. They get really hot. There's no real thermal power limits for this, so they get really hot. Yeah, man, it's how I started. I literally started with 0 viewers for the first, I don't know how many months. So talking is what you got to do. But yep, so here we go. And what I'm pretty sure happened, because again, these cards get very, very hot. We're talking like 80 degrees Celsius generally. While using these cards, they get around 80 or higher degrees Celsius. And yeah, they don't turn off until like 90 plus degrees Celsius. So what I'm pretty sure happened was it got cooled down. It got moved or something, or it just cooled down and it cracked some of the solder, which happens due to the fact the way PCBs can warp in that due to temperature changes, and due to the fact the way the mounting is done with the cooler. So I'm pretty sure it cracked the actual BGA for soldering the RAM. Nope, didn't blow up. I fixed it up. So when I got it, it like worked, and then it just stopped. It worked. But Artifact, you couldn't do anything with it. Like, you could view the screen, it was all right. I took it apart, cleaned it up, put it back together, and then when I did, it was like not working. It was artifacting all the time. Like, okay, well, something's gotta be kind of off, or something's wrong with it, right? So I was like, okay, well, I cleaned it up and I checked everything over. I checked the voltages. The voltages were spot on for this card. 1.6 volts for the GDDR5 memory, perfect. They are slightly overclocked from factory, so it has a little bit more voltage than normal, but 1.6, perfect. The voltage for the core, perfect. It took a while to get the drivers to work properly too. That was another thing that was kind of a pain in the butt. But I found a driver that worked appropriately. The voltage for it read 1.037 volts, perfect. And then I checked after the drivers and all that, and checked with MSI Afterburner. That was all right, but it was artifacting, couldn't do anything with it. So I was like, okay, well, there's got to be something wrong with these memory chips. And I know with these blower style coolers and these older cards, they get very hot. And if you mount this to the cooler the way they're designed right here, it can warp the board a bit, just due to the fact it gets so hot and then cools down. And then due to the fact it gets hot and then cools down, it can affect the BGA solder balls on the memory chips. So I was like, okay. So I cleaned up the card again. I checked it over, checked the voltages, checked everything for the memory. Everything looked fine. Like, through with multimeter testing and that, everything was looking good. So if all the voltages in that were appropriately going to it, the capacitors are fine. The resistors were all good too. Like, they all read about the same throughout. There'll be like a little bit of a minor differences, but that's about it. And I was like, okay, well, there's got to be something wrong with the actual memory chips. Either A, the memory chips are gone, or we have cracked solder. Well, guess what? All I did was add on some of my lovely flux that I have. Again, I do like the 8341 flux right here. The no clean flux paste, 8341. You can get better flux, but that stuff is fairly, you can get affordably, and it works really good. So I added on a whole bunch of flux, preheated the board, added on a little bit more flux, and then just slowly went around the memory chips, and then went and then did each memory chip individually. Roughly 6 to 8 seconds per memory chip, with about 500 degrees Celsius air. Sorry, not 500, 400 degrees Celsius air. About 5 or 6 seconds, so that way I can guarantee that if there is cracked solder, it will actually fix it. And then you can also check with the way you did the flux as well, how much is bubbling in that. Some flux will bubble a lot, some flux won't even bubble at all. This 8341 flux will bubble a bit, not crazy amount. So I just went around, did every single chip, cleaned up the board pretty good. As you can see, the board's fairly clean. I know it doesn't look the greatest on screen here, so my apologies on that. But the board's cleaned up majority of the flux. I'll clean up this board some more, and then let it cool down, re-thermal paste everything up, put the card back together, and yeah, works perfect. Like, perfectly. Absolutely perfect. Can do 2100 on the memory, so 1050 is what it really is, and then you times it by 4 technically, but this right here, yeah, great. I mean, it works great. On air, doing not even long benchmarks, we're talking like 74 degrees Celsius with new thermal paste, 74 degrees Celsius max fan speed. What I might do here is actually take apart the cooler and actually clean it, because it does need a good clean. This board was pretty dirty and it was corroded. Something must have got spilt on it. It is corroded up. So I did clean up the board a bit with like a little bit of grease, cleaned off the grease, and it did help clean it up quite a bit. So I was happy about that too. But yeah, everything looks pretty good. There was some corrosion, but after cleaning it up, everything looks good. Again, I tested it all with multimeter. It's good to go. I was quite happy. This card I probably will modify too. I will modify. I did one benchmark, 3D Mark 2001 SE, and yeah, I already got a 19th place for it. Some decent points, all on stock CPU. Yeah, I will modify this card probably. There's a capacitor that I can add on to this. I've already tested it out. So the way these capacitors actually work, give me one sec here. So you can see this capacitor here, how it goes over to here. Well, these capacitors here will let you know whether it's plus or minus. They'll even say plus, and then the other side's generally minus. But these capacitors, all the grounds, negatives, grounds, whatever you want to call them, I usually just call them negatives, but all the grounds go actually right to the screw holes. They actually go to the screw holes, and then this one right here goes to this screw hole. This one here doesn't really go to anything. This one goes to the screw hole. But yeah, I'll add on a bunch of capacitors. There's a bunch of capacitors that can be added on. I've already tested the voltages. Like one here. One capacitor can go here. It's just a surface mount capacitor, and I got a bunch of extra ones that are about the same size. Some 470s, 470 microfarads, so not bad. And then we'll add on 2 extras onto it, and then I'll probably modify the crap out of this card. Be able to do at least 1.8 volts for the memory. This is Hynix. It's alright. GDDR5 isn't the greatest for scaling for voltage wise, unfortunately. The memory doesn't scale very well for GDDR5. GDDR5X scales really nicely with voltage, but GDDR5 doesn't scale the greatest from what I've read. Not the greatest. But we can do 1.8 volts safely, basically, with these chips. 1.6 is stock, so, and we can do 2100, 2150. Is the actual max. We do have Dr. MOSFETs, DR MOSFETs, which I don't like. I really don't like these MOSFETs at all. I might actually make, because I'm going to be putting this on water, I might actually make MOSFET cooler for it, like for the VRM. The chokes and that will stay cool enough, but the MOSFETs, just to make sure I don't blow any. I could probably replace them. I probably have replacements for these. Yeah, I probably have replacements for these, but I don't want to have to replace them. And then yeah, we got stupid surface mount capacitors. I don't like these surface mount capacitors. I mean, they're great for transfer response and they're very good, but I mean, I don't like them. All in all, it's a decent card. I don't, and there's one other thing I really hate about this card. It has mini HDMI. This is not full-size HDMI. It's a mini HDMI. Stupid. So I have to use it through DVI. I got DVI to HDMI connect like a changer for it, but it has mini HDMI. Like, come on, why does it have to have mini HDMI? And yeah, I'm not probably gonna delete this card. I might delete it in the future, but I'm not gonna delete it right off the bat. When I do chilled loop onto this, it'll be good enough anyways. But it does have a lid, unfortunately, and they're a pain to get off, an actual pain. So yeah, but we'll modify this card up. It's got an NCP controller, and then it's I'm not sure exactly the memory controller for this. Probably is a rich tech, but I'd have to check. I don't see RT onto it, so it probably isn't a rich tech, but they generally are rich tech. Just sometimes they don't have RT, but it does have an NCP controller. Should be fairly easy to do core voltage mod, and memory mod should be very easy as well. And then we'll add on a whole bunch of extra capacitors onto the memory. We'll add capacitors onto, like MLC capacitors onto the actual core and memory, and then we'll add on extra capacitors from power delivery, straight from power delivery, and before VRM, and then we'll see what we do after VRM. Other than that, it's pretty good. I'm quite happy with the card. So yeah, quite happy. Was a fairly easy fix. Literally took me like 30 minutes to fix this card. Like testing it out and then fixing it literally took me like 30 minutes. So very easy. The fix itself literally took like, I think, a max of 10 minutes. Just to prep up the board, clean it all up nicely, and then preheat the board, then reflow the actual BGA balls underneath the memory chips, and quite happy. It is dual 6-pin, so not great, but I mean, it's not gonna be an issue. Should be able to handle 400 plus watts, right around 400 watts, I would assume, especially when I have nice cool air on to the connectors. Should be just fine, But yeah, I'm happy. This is a revision 1, as you can see, Rev 1. So revision 1, GTX 460, 256-bit. The only thing is with running this with new hardware, it goes into Gen 1 PCIe. I would have to do a BIOS mod and then switch over a code, and I have to figure out what code will work for this card. It's kind of like the GTX 260. The GTX 260 and the Fermi cards are about the same, just a different code to switch from like an F to a D or an E to a D. Yep, very happy. So what we'll do right now is we'll take apart the card. We'll take apart the cooler here, I mean, not the card. Take apart the card, and then we'll give it a good clean, because it needs it. It was pretty dusty. Now the cooler, the actual cooler itself, I think it's like a zinc. It's like probably a zinc cast zinc casing, and then it has aluminum finned copper heat pipe. Just by looking at it, you can look at it. see the texture and all that. It's not like a cast aluminum or anything. It's definitely like a cast zinc for this whole part here. Now, I'm not sure if this whole thing will come out. Yep. Oh, I already gave it a nice little clean. Holy moly. She caked. She caked. You know, 1 sec, I could grab a brush. Holy. Alright, so I got the shop vac too, so it's gonna be hopefully not loud for you. Holy moly. That's brutal. Alright, so that's that there. Well, bam! We're shiny now. Got her all nice and clean. They're all nice and clean now. So that's awesome. Definitely needed it. Holy. That's why the temps are so high too. I mean, like, they get hot. I mean, it's nothing you can really do about it. They do get hot. So, yeah, pretty basic cooler on this. It's, again, blower style. It's got the aluminum heat fins with copper pipe. And then that's attached to, well, like I said, this is guaranteed to be a zinc, as a cast zinc holder for it. It's definitely a zinc holder. And like it's not really, that's not, this is all aluminum right here with the copper heat pipe, and then this bracket that you can see that goes around it is the actual zinc, cast zinc, which has some heat fins on it, I guess. It does have some heat fins on it. Actually, I could show you that too. Show you what I mean. It's got spring-loaded screws holding it on. So we'll just take that off and I'll show you. When I took this off the first time, holy moly, was it ever bad paste. It was brutal. So, again, and I just got thermal paste on my hand. Nice! So, oh god, some more dust just came out of it. So, this is the aluminum block with the heat sink. So, aluminum, it's aluminum block with the actual copper pipes put onto it, and then the aluminum fins put onto that. And then this is definitely, yeah, oh yeah, definitely zinc. Feel it. You can feel the weight of it. It's fairly light. It's cooler to the touch than the aluminum. And if I actually broke it, you would be able to, yeah, they actually got some grind down marks. Got some grind down marks, as you can see there. But if I broke it in a spot, you would see that it goes all sparkly. And that's how you know for sure it's zinc. And I could drop it if I had a spot where I could drop it. You can listen to the difference of tone that it makes for zinc. That's how you know that it's zinc. Breaking it, because you generally have a cast zinc. It's like 90% of the time it's cast zinc. You drop it, it has a different kind of tone pitch when you drop it. And then when you break it, you'll notice that it's very sparkly. That's how you know it's zinc. And plus you feel by the weight. It's fairly lightweight. Because of the copper that's all in this here. The aluminum weighs quite a bit. It does have, like I said, a machined aluminum block. It's definitely a machined aluminum block. With fins put onto it. And this just gets ground down to a flat surface, fairly flat surface. Is that the right way? Did I flip it? Or is there a way to... It goes like that. And spring-loaded screws holding this on. It's different. There's no thermal paste or thermal pads underneath to where the memory could be. So that's kind of a bummer, I guess. Cooling on the memory won't be the greatest. I did put it on backwards. I knew it. I knew it. Right? Pretty sure, yeah, backwards. Oops. Would help if I put it on the right way, right? Wasn't even paying attention. I knew I had it right the first way. I don't know why. It seems like the one screw is not the right screw to hold this on. Just someone used it. So it was taken apart, I think, one time in its whole life, because that thermal paste that I cleaned off the first time, I should have made a video of it was thick and it was dry, like chalk dry. It was like chalk. That's better. That'll do, donkey. That'll do. Make sure I got the screws all lined up when I tighten this one down. Such a basic, kind of pointless cooler. Should just put the cooler on the way it is and just use my own fans. It'd actually work better. It would just work better. I already put it on water anyway, so it's not really a big deal. Goes on like... Actually, that went like right into place. Sweet. Guess that one does go there. Kind of odd this one's really long. That's the screw. It's not even the same. It's not even a flathead. So, I guess it doesn't need to be a flathead due to the fact of the height. As it kind of makes sense. Why it's the style of a screw. Just completely different than the other three. Yeah. That's why I need to be so long too. There we go. The cooler's all back on, nice and clean. So we can get the card all assembled back up here. Getting some hair. There we go. And this goes on first. And that goes on here. Now, what I like to do is hold the cooler so that way I'm not touching anything together. Slide it underneath. We gotta go underneath this little lip. Then we line it up. And this needs to be lined up very nicely. If not, it's a pain in the butt. There we go. Grab these screws. That's a capacitor. Grab these screws. And we grab these ones here. Like I said, just to the fact of the way the cooler is designed, how hot these cards get, it probably just warped. It's probably just these three chips that were the issue. The ones on the side, the one and then these three on the side were fine. But I did all of them just in case. Reflowed all of them just in case. And then, like I said, just due to the fact it does put pressure throughout here, this region could warp the board a bit from the heat and also just the way the cooler, like the actual design is. Fairly easy fix though. Okay, that's all lined up. Then we'll add these screws to the side here actually. And I did have another sticker. That sticker was literally, it was like a paper sticker that literally turned into like, I don't know, almost dust. Because I wanted to make sure that all the capacitors and resistors were looking good. Again, this card did have some corrosion. I've cleaned up this card quite a bit, so it did have some corrosion. You can still see some, if I actually showed it, like over onto these copper pads. The copper pads have turned green, and that's a sign of corrosion. But after cleaning up the card really good with grease and then cleaning it up, the resistors and the capacitors look pretty good. So that's how I knew I could throw it on the system, see what's going on, and the artifacting just automatically after testing voltages and now like the artifacting cannot even put load onto the memory at all. I just knew that the actual chips, something was wrong with them, so again, very easy fix. There we go. Another EVGA card for the collection. And another card for Hardware Bot. I already got one score. Like I said, it was pretty good. I didn't really have to worry about having it into Gen 2, so quite easy. Then when I do a chilled run with overclocked CPU, decent RAM onto it, should give me some pretty decent points. And then yeah, we'll might do that live stream too, because we'll be doing testing with the main system as well. So we'll be doing testing on the main system as well. well, not main, but this system here. I might throw in the 3770K, or just might leave in the 2400, just overclock 2400 to 4.1 gigahertz and just see what we can do. At least it'll be in Gen 2 for the graphics card. I will throw it in the system here and show that it does work. I'm gonna put the change over. There it is. All right, and we will zoomy down. Zoomy power on. Bottom. There we go. Yeah, before doing that, like, it would just be artifacting pretty hard. So there we go. And then we got motherboard in a box. So this is LGA775. It is a DDR2 board, not DDR3. It did come with an E5400. It does have North Bridge and South Bridge on it as well. I'll have to make a cooler for the North Bridge, but that's fine. Another board where I'll have to clean it up as well. It's pretty dusty, so we'll have to clean that up as well. But it does have an E5400, which I've never actually overclocked the E5400. I'm not even sure if I'll be able to overclock on this board, but we'll see. We'll see what we can do. Not the greatest. It looks like it's what? Two phase? 3 phase. It's a 3 phase. Yeah, 3 phase. So, not the greatest, but you know what? It's better than what I had, right? But I have old Pentiums I can bench too. The E5400 is 2-core CPU, I do believe. And I got the i3 2120. That's a 2-core 4-thread. Here. So we got the i3 2120 2-core 4-thread CPU, and we'll definitely be using the Z77 board for that. Again, we already have an i5 2400 in the system. Already done a bunch of benchmarks on that. Did all right. So we'll see what the i3 2120 can do. Already done it. He did some pretty decent scores. Maybe this chip is good. I don't know. Hopefully it's a B1. I'm pretty sure a B1 is a good revision for these. But we'll see. We'll see how it does. We'll definitely be doing that as well. So overclock that. Again, we got an 8 GB stick of RAM. I'm not sure how good it's gonna be. But yeah, at least I got another RAM stick to show off. And not sure how much longer you'll be streaming. I knew it was gonna be a short stream, but we'll see. Again, big shout out for the person that dropped it off. And then, and then, and then. Running low on thermal paste, so gotta watch what I do with that. I3 2120. I don't know how. We'll see. We'll see how good it is. Hopefully, it's a decent one. Everything looks good on it. May have been in the system, pulled it maybe once or twice by the looks of it. It looks pretty good. Quite happy. Very happy. Very, very happy on that. And then yeah, I'll keep adding to the wall more motherboards. I gotta make an actual like shelf that just holds motherboards and GPU PCBs. They're all still in the white cabinet that I have for all the GPUs. I have them all torn apart just to the PCB, so that way it's easier just to put them on water for benching. And then there's just a bunch that don't work anymore, so they're more for show. And then later on, maybe I'll see what's wrong with a couple of them, but they're older and so many things wrong with them. And then yeah, like I said, I'll continue putting motherboards on there. Oh, nice. Just listening to me ramble on. Yeah, but I'll continue putting motherboards on the wall, PCBs of GPUs on the wall, and then maybe change up the way I have the test bench, basically. I would like to make myself a actual test bench, like custom make a test bench of aluminum or something. And then, but that's future kind of stuff. For now, cardboard box works just fine. This is all a whole bunch of Xeons in there. Yep. Oh no, pretty good, pretty good. Make sure I put my screwdriver away. It's just been busy for me, so I haven't been streaming. I'll try to stream for a long period on the weekend. We'll see. Just gotta get a few more things done, and then I'll be back on the live stream for as long as I can. And then yeah, I got a lot of things I gotta do. A lot of things I gotta do. Then and then and then. Yeah, I should be third tomorrow after putting up the one score. Just a quick bench with the 460 after fixing it up. I got a decent score on 3D Mark 2001 SE, so quite happy with that as well. Gave me some more season points and gave me more points for career, so that's nice. How much? Not a whole lot, but should be about 3,100 points for career now, so that'd be good. And then should be over 1,600 points for season. We'll see by tomorrow at some point. Takes a while for it to kick in. Yeah, that's about it. I should have made a video of how I went over the card and showed a bunch of stuff, but didn't have time. And then when I did have time today, I just wanted to get it done. So I didn't, unfortunately. Yeah, might be ending the stream here soon, just an hour stream. Not very long, probably one of my shortest streams I've ever done. But I'm busy, I'm tired, and yeah. Oh, it's gotta be an hour stream. That's gotta be one of my shortest streams. It's gotta be. It's gotta be. I'll check right now. Oh, you can't sort it by length? Really? No, can't even sort it by length. No, that was because the internet and or power went out. Yeah, I combine all that. I'm not gonna be back on. This would probably be my shortest stream. Or I guess I did do a tester stream too, but then I streamed again after. So, I mean, maybe, but I don't think so. It can be a possibility, but your timer's checked out. They're like really good. Your timer's checked out, and everything else does look good. It's just for some reason Benchmade's showing that weird glitch on CPU frequency. But then you can see that your max frequency, not the first one you see, is about appropriate. So might, but everything else checks out. So I would say it's all right. It's a possibility, but everything else checks out. It really does. So. For competition, you won't be able to do that in competition. It has to show, everything has to show appropriately. Yeah, and then Benchmade does show your appropriate speed as well. It shows two different, your max CPU frequency and then your actual CPU frequency. It's gonna happen. But I mean, because it's not competition and that everything else checks out. Like I said, timers, you have good screenshots, show CPU Z, and it shows that everything's fine. Nice. Yep, I'm probably gonna end the stream here. And if I have time tomorrow, I'll stream a little bit tomorrow, but probably won't stream till this weekend, more or less. Saturday, for sure. If you had a Corsair PSU, you could change the fan speed. I mean, you got some that have a switch on to it as well, but that just turns it off or on or off until a certain temperature, and then it kicks on. Or if you have a Corsair, you can literally change the fan speed, which is only Corsair that I know of that does it. It's a little feature that they have, which is nice. Shouldn't have a fan cable from your PSU. Never heard of a PSU having a fan cable. Should all be put into the PSU. Yeah. Means it's getting power, but I mean, I don't know why there would be a fan cable. I wouldn't trust it. Never heard of a PSU having that. Couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell. I've never heard of a PSU having a fan plug. I mean, I have PSU fans, but I mean they're not. They're generally just 2 pins. For older ones, cheaper ones. No, nothing will change. Nothing will change. Like I said, it's probably not a fan plug. Probably isn't. Alright, I'm in the stream here though. No, you won't. Like, I already told you. Yep. So again, thank you to the person that dropped this off. All this extra hardware. Kind of nice to have extra hardware, bench it, and then do testing onto it just to show older hardware, newer hardware. Yep. Good job there, Persona. 6,600 points, man. Very nice. I'm gonna be. I'll try to just do certain benches with the i3 2120 because I probably, if this is a decent one, I'll probably be able to beat all your scores. But since you already have some pretty decent scores, I'll let them be since I have the LGA 775 board, and I know, but we'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna be working on the GTX 460. I'll probably do a live stream on overclocking that as well and putting on water so that way we can overclock it a bit more. I'm glad I got it working, so awesome. And then we got a bunch of extra hardware to do, so. Yep, you found it. You found it. You found it. So I got the i3 2120. I got a motherboard for that with a case. That's awesome. I got some micro SDs and USB. What do you want to call it? Like box, basically. So like a high-end one, and a cheaper one, but a high-end one at that. I got an LGA 775 board with RAM and an E5400. I got one stick of 8 gigabytes of Kingston HyperX Blues, like mint shape, so that's awesome. Maybe I'll show that off. Again, it probably won't be any better than the stuff that I have already, even though this probably costs more than all the DDR3 that I have, and it's Probably won't touch what I have already. And then I got the GTX 460. So, oh, and I got a PSU. I won't use the PSU. It's an older, not good PSU. So I probably won't use it. I'll just put it in with my other older one for testing. And then one of these days I'll do a live stream or a video about the Thermaltake 500 watt PSU that I have, and the coil line whenever you plug in an SSD into the SATA. I got some Pentiums. Got some old Pentiums. Then I need to get some old AM3 Plus and AM2 boards. I need to get them as well for the Athlons I have and the FX I have. The motherboard, I don't think I can overclock on the motherboard, but at least I can get subs in for that and then bench my other CPUs. Is it an old Athlon like the ones I have? Because holy, I got some oldies. Yeah, well, it will be the best. It's basically the best for DDR3. At least for overclocking and or binning DDR3, it's one of the better platforms to do it on. That's... Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. Alright, I'm gonna end the stream here, though. I'm gonna go make myself some food and relax. I am tired. Message me on the Discord. I'll be on the Discord as much as I can. Yeah, have yourself a good night there, Evga. You got her. Again, thank you everyone for joining the live stream. Sorry, it's a short one. I'll be back at it when I'm back at it. And again, thank you very much for the person that dropped it off. Yeah. And as always, don't forget to get her done. Peace.